10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome everybody to week number 15 of our Wednesday Night Wars. This, of course, is Comrade Husky here with my comrade and cohort and co-host, Yo Kaiju, as always.
What's really good? Night 2 of the Aces Wild Tournament, about to make some things happen out here for everybody. Welcome to the Grappling Times. Welcome to some wrestling. You know we gonna go crazy because week 1, night 1, I should say, we had critical strikes. We had matches go the distance. Yeah. We had just an overall knockdown, drag-out experience with massive ratings on these matches. So all we got left is for more and more and more of this good.
And yeah, it was definitely good. And we had probably one of my favorite matches we've ever seen here on the Wednesday Night Wars. We had, Martin Valentine and Geoff Sue go the distance, as you said, with some crazy nonsense back and forth. That was a match that if you had not seen, once it is put up on our Kaiju's YouTube page, or if you haven't seen it, just go back and watch the VOD here on Twitch. It's a crazy one. I would highly recommend it. If you only want to watch one match from that particular night, I would recommend that one. Past that, yeah, we, like you said, multiple criticals in that night, if I remember correctly. We had some matches go a little short. Most matches go pretty long, pretty decent, pretty good ratings. Some surprising matchups we hadn't seen before, and some that we had that didn't disappoint. And that's kind of the name of the game for the league in general, I think. So,
yeah, do not expect to be disappointed right here in this league. We're going to see some fantasy booking happening. I don't know if you can have fantasy booking with fantasy characters, but whatever. You're going to have some fantasy booking going down right here. Matches that we've never seen before. So let's get it going without further ado.
Indeed. So let me get here into this here league menu here. And we'll go directly into it. Like I said, when it comes to the league, we're not going to go back into those intermissions all that much. Unless we have to walk away for a second. But we figured you would all want to see the actual bracketology itself, because it's kind of cool how FirePro does it. So, this is B bracket. This is the only person that we did not see on B bracket last week. Vinicius de Fiore. Carin Bishop we did see in a match. That's the reason why. Of course, when you have 13 people, one person's going to be odd man out when you only have 6 matches in a night. So, this was our odd man out for the B block, and we should see a pretty interesting one here between him and Carin Bishop, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's see if she can hold her own.
Let's see. Just like last week, and just like all of the weeks that we have here on the league, we are here in a new location, but same action. 30-minute rounds here in the Tokyo Dome, or as we were calling it last week, the Kaiju Dome.
Kaiju Dome, Zilla Dome, the Dimsdale Dimmadome. It ain't.
It's not a Dimmadome, sadly.
For a guy with such soothing entrance music, Vinicius de Fiore is just a fiery man in the ring.
He is indeed. He goes by the name Spanish Flyer, and that's definitely what he does in the ring, what he brings to the ring. Once again here, 30-minute rounds, 1 round each, so 2 a single fall.
Now,
for the overall chance at the heavyweight title.
Oh yeah, definitely. But like Karen Bishop has definitely been one of those people who has struggles with much smaller, much faster, much more, let's say, cardiovascularly dominant performers in the ring.
I would go with either just agile or ones that have a higher stamina overall or can definitely go the distance. Yeah.
Well, let's see if she actually gets a chance to get a win on somebody here. Again, Vinicius to Fiore, a recent signing into the TTW, but we haven't seen too many matches with him.
Yep, he had I believe 1 or 2 when he was a freelancer, and of course that's what brought him to the dance over with you all at TCW. Has had a pretty good win-loss record, if I'm not mistaken, in general. Let me bring it up here. Yeah, indeed. He's actually 4-out in singles competition. Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all, not bad at all.
So, that's all he's done in singles competition so far. He has not done any multi-man matches and is not part of any sort of tag team in TCW, nor when he was a freelancer.
All right, now we got an exchange of blows. I don't know if you want to get into that with
hell of an exchange of blows there. Yeah, and you're right. I would say the one thing Karen Bishop I would say has over Vinicius here would be those hefty strikes and that strength. So getting into an exchange of blows, I don't think was the smartest thing in the world to do there.
Already throws him back in, but she's staying outside, catching her breath. Smart move by her, or is it? Because he is giving Vinicius a chance to recuperate, to regroup, to get a change on his tactic.
Yeah, but like we said, it's one of those things where Karen Bishop, and I've said this in the past, especially during her multi-person matches, definitely has an eye for finding the correct times to breathe, the correct times to kind of catch her breath, to kind of catch her thoughts, and to strategize in the ring. She's a very good strategist, even if she doesn't necessarily have, just due to her win-loss record and everything, what it takes to go with some of these, higher endurance wrestlers, as we've discussed. But does make up for it in that.
Well, so far, Vinicius is not doing enough damage, in my opinion, because those quick attempts at pinfalls, only netting just a body on body, not even a 1 count. But that drop kick sending her outside the ring may just be enough to turn the tide.
Back outside the ring again. Ooh. Well, so turn the tide, and this is looking pretty even outside the ring here so far. Back and forth with these kicks, these sentons. Oh. 13, 14.
DDT.
Back in. Oh. And immediately.
Standing moonsault. 1, 2.
Well, there's
now
your...
we see the 2 counts hit.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's your more than skin on skin there.
Using all 4 corners of the ring right now. Bomb into the turnbuckle.
Buckle bomb there, right into that kidney claw.
Now, she may not have all the stamina in the world, but she does pack a punch, and that might be enough.
Yeah, these power moves certainly are, like I said, the one area that I think Karen Bishop actually has over the faster and more agile Vinicius. Oh, well.
And sure enough, that knuckle, those brass knuckles right to the dome.
Yeah. Oh, torture rack. Will he tap? No.
Oh, that rolling Samoan dropped into a drop kick to the back. Right there, a silent clutch. Nice combination from Vinicius.
Oh, going for them big strikes there. Oh, standing Spanish fly.
Shooting star press.
Oh, only gets the 2 though. And there you have it, Carin both catching her breath, but it's one of those things where I think definitely needed, whereas Vinicius still seems to have most of his breath, so.
Yeah, it's definitely a matter of power versus endurance at this moment.
Yeah.
Double
Can Carin,
she's right back up.
Right back up. Oh.
There it is. The hurricane toss. Right
is that going to be it? If it's not, I would say, yeah. If that's not it, I would say we may be looking at Carin being in trouble here, even though she's currently definitely has the momentum in her favor. Oh.
Oh, with that rolling lariat.
Yeah, Vinicius still countering it though from the ground.
Another belly-to-belly suplex.
Uh-oh!
There goes Philadelphia's Bruce.
Philadelphia's Bruce is down. Our senior referee for this event here.
Toe kick bringing her down.
Oh, cover, but Philadelphia's is still down here. I don't know. I don't know if that was a 3 count or not, but it definitely was close if not.
Once again, Hurricane Toss.
Hurricane Toss. Can this be it for Carin Bishop? No.
No. We're approaching 15 minutes once again. This is a 30-minute time limit.
Yeah, it's about halfway
Arabian
through.
Breast.
No, not enough by itself. Back into the striking combinations. Once again, I don't know how smart this is for Vinicius. Well, he says no, no, no.
Finger wag.
And Taguri back into... Oh,
what? Are we closing 450?
into the corner. Going in the trio low position. Oh, it's like kicks to the midsection. Back in the corner.
Once again, that rolling Samoan drop that might put her in there. Oh, there goes another shooting star press.
Shooting star press, and that will be it. As I said from the beginning, when Carin didn't get it on those, on her 2 attempts at a finisher there, the longer that match went, the more chance I saw for Vinicius to get the victory, and here we are with Vinicius de Fiore walking away with his first victory in this tournament. Though, I'd have to say, Carin Bishop definitely put up a good fight there.
Definitely put up a good fight. Matter of fact, I think that was the highest rated match that she put on. That was a singles competition match. What the issue is, if she can't put you away quickly enough, you start to wonder, like, if the clock is starting to tick on whether or not she'll be able to win the match. The more she bangs out those bigger and bigger moves, those higher impact moves, it's bordering on desperation and strategy at the same time.
Yeah,
like that is her game plan. But like, if it doesn't work, if all those haymakers don't work, what happens next?
Yeah, if her haymakers don't connect in figurative sense, not only is she more winded than she would ever be, but then all of a sudden, you have an opponent who's already shrugged off your best. What's next? So yeah, it's a problem, I think, for Carin going forward. It's one thing that I think she does have to kind of work on. But I say that in one of her best matches, one of her best efforts, I could totally have seen that going the other way around if she just happened to sort of cinch one of those pins in a little bit harder, or got that finisher off a little bit better. So good job by Carin Bishop, but of course, good victory for Vinicius de Fiore.
Yeah, good job by Carin. Even better job by Vinicius.
Mm-hmm. Next match we have on the card for you folks is one we've seen a couple times before, I believe. Xain Alopex versus Daniel Alara in the A bracket. For those who are just coming in, the A bracket, it has 2 freelancers, but the rest is OWO talent, whereas B bracket is 100% TCW talent. So just so you have that in mind, Xain Alopex and Daniel going at it here right now.
Just as the music says, True is a group that will do what they want.
Indeed. And we've seen Daniel do what he wants already in one match. He's one up here in the tournament so far.
Now, we've seen Xain Alopex before in this tournament. Rocket in his bracket. Matter of fact, I believe he came off with a victory last time.
He did indeed. You can see it on the screen there.
It's perfection. So maybe he did put his previous battles, unsanctioned battles, unofficial battles with Dragonoms behind him, and is putting his sights on an actual title that isn't made of chocolate.
We kind of mentioned that briefly last week, and I would say it again, that, yeah, it seems that way. Dragonoms, of course, may have the current unofficial Gremlin title, but is not actually in this tournament. Did not manage to get a qualifying spot in this tournament.
I mean, truth be told, I did give him a harder role than most people. Like, he had to go up against Darrell Dunn to try to get into it. He had to go up then against Franco Silva to get into it. And honestly, I'm not even going to hold you. I'm not going to front, no cap. Noms put up a good fight.
He did. I mean, there's a reason why.
To get those two opponents.
You know, we kind of make fun of him for his $25 Etsy belt, and rightfully so. It's a $25 Etsy belt. But it made a chocolate. Let me pause that for just a second. We have a 14 count outside. I think a weapon got involved there briefly.
I couldn't see from that particular camera angle, but right now, so far, it's looking like it's a completely unorthodox road for Xain Alopex. We don't really see him get involved with any weapons matches.
No, he's not as much of a weapon user. His dastardly deeds normally involve fire, or at least attempted fire. Yeah, well, speak of the devil.
Just as you said it.
As well as just kind of some really hardcore holds back and forth, some torturous holds.
True indeed.
But as we were saying about Noms, it's one of those things where Xain already has won once in this tournament, has had a pretty decent win-loss record inside of the OWO. The fact that he has been able to beat him twice, even over an unofficial title, does say something about his ability in the ring.
Oh, true indeed. Never sleep on Noms, but again, do not sleep on Xain Alopex. When he has his mind right, when he has his sights set on something much more, let's say, tangible than basically the cryptocurrency of all title belts in the Gremlin title.
The Dogecoin of titles, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. When he has his sights set on something like that, you see that he is far more focused, far more dominant in the ring. And right now, it's giving Daniel Alara a run for his money until you start getting the dastardly deed.
Just some face rake after face rake there. Right after Xain went for his newfound finisher there. Did not able to get it in hard enough to tap Daniel. And Daniel clearly upset about that as he just did 3 face rakes in a row. And he's right back at it here. Face rake, eye pokes. Shots to the head.
This is not even wrestling. This is not even fighting. Right now, this is just like trying to cause as much ocular damage as you can and make it much harder for his opponent, Xain, to block those jabs, those hard strikes of his.
Yeah, Daniel is pretty much known for, Xain going in for that cheeky little handshake armbar there. Always love when he's able to get that off. Yeah, he missed it the first time, but he fell for it the second time. But no, I always kind of argue that Daniel is not necessarily a wrestler so much as he is a bar fighter. If you gave him a broken beer bottle, he probably would be in his element.
He might just be like Fit Finley, just give him a broken rusted shillelagh and he'll rock a few people.
Yeah, I would say he definitely would rock a shillelagh pretty well, yes.
Also, five crypto gremlin dollars if you could spell shillelagh without looking it up on Google.
Shillelagh. Shillelagh.
You know what? That wasn't for you. That was for the fans out there.
What, I can't get the crypto dollars?
No crypto dollars.
All right.
Oh, no drop.
Yep. The Kokeshi, or as Xain puts it, the Ono drop.
Right there with the tequila sunrise getting him in, but it's not locked in for too much longer. Oh, there goes the breakdown. Right into the standing
nasty,
triangle.
just standing triangle over there. Oh.
And he meets it right back. Every time it dings, I'm pretty sure a Matt Gremlin gets its wings.
And something's flying whenever that ding happens. Ooh, running just arm breaker there. Off the ropes.
But he blocks that backhand.
But blocked there. Tries to go for again, miss. Right back into those face rakes.
Say what you will about Daniel's wrestling ability or lack thereof, considering he is what you say a bar fighter. He does have a pretty damn good defense.
Yeah. Oh, there he goes. Manages to get it off. He doesn't always. Manages to get that fire off.
Dylon spitting hot fire right to the La Magistral.
And La Magistral. Daniel trying to go for something, doesn't quite. Xain, top rope.
We don't see Xain go to the top rope many times.
It's right the MX there. Back into the fire.
Oh.
Xain is just, I think he's done. He's done getting eye raked. He's done getting smacked. He's just going to try to finish this.
I mean, like, yeah, if somebody keeps digging their fingers into your eye sockets, I would be spitting fire too.
Yeah, ditto. Oh, Xain back up.
After eating that drop, that DDT, go for a low drop kick, jawbreaker. There it is!
Choke chain. Shades of Denora, the only member or two not in this tournament, but of course, Daniel just tags her back into it. Brother and sister. 15 minutes once again. We have to mention it's halfway through our time limit.
Now what happens when we get to the time limit?
When we get to the time limit, much as we did last week with Geoff Su and Martin Valentine, it will go to a judge's decision. Even if that judge's decision is a little bit controversial. Pillmanizer. He's just going for it again.
I don't even think Daniel cares about winning this match. I think he just wants to cause as much damage to Xain as he possibly can.
The two of them do have a little bit of a history in terms of back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if that history is driving on the violence here a little bit more than just over the title itself would ever do.
Again, just those sharp elbows right to the spine, right along the spine.
Elbows. Speaking of sharpness.
Knee buster.
Yeah, the double knee buster. Floating into armbar, but hits the ropes.
Daniel's again. Xain exhausted. They're going almost 18 minutes non-stop.
That fire again. We don't normally see it this often hitting in a particular match, but Xain seems to have Daniel's number in that regard.
Dragging him away from the ropes. Once again, the eye rake.
Yeah, just going for that back again and again, trying to make it so that Xain can't see. So far, I don't know how effective that is if he's managed to hit these fire bombs, but, as I was saying that, manages to get off a nice hold there and just stretches Xain into...
Still holding on to Philadelphia. I know that you've knocked noggins once or twice, but get him off him!
Yeah, we'll get him off there. The double arm lock, half Boston Crab, gets a victory for Daniel. He's up to 2 victories now, and of course they lost for Xain. He's now 1-1. Decent match all around, even still. Going for around 17, 18 minutes? Almost 19 minutes.
Yeah. Honestly, when it comes down to those eye rakes, it may not do a lot of damage, but really it sets you up for failure when you're taking those. It's harder to block. It's harder to discern when a move is coming out. Even though Xain put up a hell of a fight, but catching himself like with one of those drop kicks, one of those head, those chin jawbreakers that Daniel drops on him, it's only just a matter of time after you take it that much damage.
Pretty much, yeah. It's my point was less that and more of the fact that Xain was getting those fire bombs off pretty accurately over and over again. So those things were in terms of just affecting his sight. It obviously was not working, but it clearly affected his willingness and ability to continue the match, as we saw with him tapping out here. So,
yeah, the league is a long journey. There is no one and done match in this particular competition, at least not to this point. So if you find yourself like in the center of the ring, 20 minutes into a match, sometimes you just got to go, okay, this is not my time. This is cinched in. I could put in more effort and end up possibly tweaking or tearing a tendon and then be down for the long count, or just go, hey, I tap, I give, move on to the next one.
Yeah. And in much the same way as we saw with Geoff Su and Martin Valentine's one of those things where we all thought Martin Valentine had a chance. He clearly thought he had a chance. That's why they kind of went for that Broadway, went for 30 minutes. And yet, even at the end, it's one of those things where if you get to that end point, you're at the judge's mercy. And Martin saw Geoff Su 3 times there was a unanimous decision for Geoff Su on that particular chance. So
true,
it's one of those things where you kind of wonder if Martin should have tapped out at some point a little earlier in that one.
Possibly. But my dad always said, whenever it comes down to a fight, never let it get to the judge's decision. Put them away as quickly as you possibly can. And we're seeing that a few times in this league.
Mm-hmm. All right. Our next match here from the B block. Oh, speak of the devil. Martin Valentine versus Cameron Chapman, the old classic. We'll have to see exactly if Cameron can face his longtime rival and longtime, unfortunately, has never beaten Martin Valentine in singles competition, so he'll definitely be the underdog in this particular case. But Cameron did win multiple matches here in order to get into this particular tournament, so it's one of those things where things could turn around. We can see, but I don't know. If I was a betting man, I would have to say my money's kind of on Martin at this point. What do you think?
I mean, putting 30 minutes in against one of the Fallen's most stringent strikers, plus you got history behind you. You never bet against history.
Yeah.
Always bet for the trend. And this hurts me to say it because I am still constantly rooting for Cameron. He was done dirty by Darrell Dunn after he returned from his little long venture and broke up Get Money Inc. with him and Kareem Kelly. So honestly, I'm really willing to root continuously and vociferously for Cameron.
Yep. And yet I would say if Martin walks out with his victory, neither one of us would be terribly surprised.
Not at all.
Yeah. Well, less talking, more action. Let's see if either one of us are right here.
This here is what you call a flip.
Yep.
One of the most high-flying wrestlers in all of TCW. You don't have a lot of high flyers in TCW, but you get a few, and whenever you do, you stop and take notice.
Yep. Now, it is interesting to note that the one thing that is different between this particular match and normal matches between Martin and Cameron is that Martin's actually coming into this with no points. Of course, like I said, that judge's decision went to Geoff Sue after that long match last week. If I was him, I would have probably countered that, but it seems like he has let it stand. But Cameron actually won his first match last week, so it's kind of a bit of a change in that regard, at the very least.
Oh, true indeed. Won his first match against Karen Bishop, who is currently over at the moment.
Yeah. But
never sleep on her because she did give Cameron a run for her money. She did give Vinicius de Fiore a run for his money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you've never seen a Martin Valentine Cameron Chapman match, the win-loss record for these two is not well represented. The level of competition that these two have put up.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Or if you just looked at who won, who lost, and how much Martin is, I've actually forgotten how much he's won over Cameron, but it's at least 5, if I remember correctly, times that he's won over Cameron Chapman, whereas Cameron has never walked away with a victory against Martin Valentine. This has been his eternal rival here in TCW, and yet, we've always said Cameron gets to the point where halfway through the match you're kind of expecting, well, maybe this could be the time. And then Martin just pulls something out.
We've seen that happen with Martin a few times. Matter of fact, he won his qualifying match in that same way, where we had the newcomer Maria give him a run for his money. And then out of nowhere, he hits the Fall of Man, looking like he's going to lose the match. Hits Fall of Man, and it's just over. And that's how he's won most of his matches. Just like getting on the back foot, and out of nowhere, oh wait! Wing Clipper!
Well, yeah, pretty early there for that. Once again, though, I have a feeling this is kind of how it normally goes. Cameron going in for those early strong attacks. And I don't know if he's going to be all there for when Martin actually gets a second wind, which he almost always does. I mean, as we said, this is the man who has a standing draw with the likes of, in a multi-man match, but with the likes of Jacob Sapp, of all people. Went for 30 minutes in the first match of a league for the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, endurance is his middle name, if nothing else. Oh, well.
Oh, a near fall.
Near fall. That is new. I don't know if we've necessarily seen 2.9s this early in between these two particular participants. So it may be I may be eating crow after all.
Now, the last few times that they've had their matches, once again, Cameron did almost dominate. I want to say, if not 80%, then like a good 70, 60% of the match. And then out of nowhere, he'll get off a big move, and Martin will grab the rope, breaking the count, and out of nowhere, hit the fallen man.
Yeah, hit the fallen man, hit something big, and then that'll be it. Oh, Martin trying to counter that, but Kam'Ron holding on tight. Well scouted there. Ooh, got a kick to the face for his effort, though.
Well scouted is the word. Hold on, is Kam'Ron bleeding?
I was wondering that same thing.
Super kick from Martin.
If he is, it's a light wound. Something maybe just kind of got punched in just the right spot. But I cannot confirm yet.
That might be what turns the table. That leg feed Insiguri gets him once again. Another super kick from Martin.
Super kick right on the ace. Oh, you could tell that was going to be a 2.9. And it looks like one of the two of them is bleeding. I can't tell who. Like I said, if it's anything, it's small. It's slight.
You know it's going to open up longer and longer this match goes on.
Yeah. I can only imagine if that is Kam'Ron, he must be thinking he has to finish this even quicker than he might have already thought.
Yeah, we're seeing him go for a lot more submissions, probably trying to do his best to wear down Martin. Another super kick.
This is a super kick, though. If it is Kam'Ron bleeding, I can only imagine, and it does appear that way. A little blood spot there after Kam'Ron got back up. He must have gotten hit in the wrong way from one of that super kicks.
Oh! The sliding cutter, but Martin's right back up.
Oh, big DDT. Yeah, I have a feeling he is, like I said, even more than normal trying to put Martin away quick because he knows that blood is not going to make it any easier as the match goes on.
Makes it harder to see. It really drains whatever spirit that you have when you see your own blood. Another super kick. Martin takes to the top rope.
Top rope. Oh, crossbody.
It might have been those headbutts.
Could have been. You're right. I think just about anything that Martin has been delivering, he's been delivering a lot of shots to the forehead, shots to the head in general.
Oh, that leg miss. Dragon's tail.
Yeah, that dragon's tail.
Double knee moonsault.
Oh, once again, Martin trying to go for something, and once again, Kam'Ron's scouting it out. Well done, well done.
Bringing it up to the fans, but I don't know if that's the right time to go for it.
Oh! Jackknife. Covered. Oh! He did it! The man has done it! And where it counted to boot. I officially have to say I am eating crow right now. Kam'Ron not only went back
on the Cam train.
Cam not only coming back from an injury to the head, clearly as we went on, it became clear that was in fact Kam'Ron bleeding on the mat, but came back and did what he has tried to do so many times before, getting a quick victory against Martin Valentine, a surprise. Although it's one of those things where I almost have to wonder if, like I said at the start of this, if Martin should have taken a quicker tap in that last match with Geoff Su. That may have been the reason why he walked into a loss here.
That very well could be the deciding factor. I mean, putting 30 minutes of your life on the line and the amount of damage that he took from Geoff Su was still enough a week later to have an effect. You've got to believe that. But at the same time, Kam'Ron finally getting the win that he's been looking for months now. We can actually officially say the word months.
4 months
now.
Yeah. 15 weeks of competition, but of course we took some weeks off, so it has been in fact months since November when we started this here Wednesday Night Wars. That Kam'Ron Chapman and Martin Valentine have been going against each other in a rivalry. And this is officially, you there watching at home, have seen their first match where Kam'Ron has walked away with a victory. And a hell of a victory it is. Like I said, couldn't have won in a better position. Here, of course, in the league here, looking for a world title.
Yeah, you got to win where it counts. As my boy Stacey King says, the commentator for the Chicago Bulls, big time players make big time plays.
Yeah.
And Cameron showing he's a big time wressler out there.
Yeah, definitely. Going against, like I said, rival and someone who last week like I said, perhaps eating more crow, would have said that I wouldn't have been surprised if he was the person to go all the way and win this entire thing. And is now sitting at 2 losses. So kind of a shock there.
Hey, I still say don't sleep on Martin. You never know what may happen in the future. Cameron, though, 2-0, already doing more damage in the win column than he has before the league.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's definitely sort of found his footing here in the league here, and I hope the best for him because it would be very interesting to see him climb up to the top of this particular tournament. But moving back to the A block, we have a pretty good match here.
Oh, very good, very good. One of the Gemstone Warriors versus a member of the Los Heroes del Ring. Mm-hmm. Tag team competition, this ain't. But at the same time, we're going to see these two who have history together.
Yep.
Kingathan, Deadlan, and Red Alessandri.
Yep, have history. Relatively, I would say, almost similar style in some ways. King obviously kind of a little bit flashy, but does do a decent ground game. Of course, likes to go for that Falcon Arrow. Red, kind of the same way, likes to go for the ground game, but of course his signature move is the Red Lightning, the coffin drop off the top rope. So both of them flashy grounders, you would say, or to put it a bit more official way, looking more like Japanese junior styles. So, although only one of them is actually Japanese, or well, not Japanese. Neither one of them are Japanese, but only one of them is a junior. So, let's see how this goes.
Now, KD, before this league started, had a chance to get in with some great momentum, going up against his tag team partner, not once, but twice, getting the first win against the mighty Bookman, and the second time having the OWO Heavyweight Championship on the line, but of course, the Bookman, the mighty Bookman, outlasting his own partner. Now, it's hard to tell if there had any change in their tag team and friendship dynamic, but for right now, it seems like they're still on the same page. We'll know further on down the line.
Yeah, that might change. It's one of those things where, of course, both men are in the A block here as well, so only one of them will be walking away with a potential world heavyweight match. So that will be interesting to see once they go up against each other. But as of right now, both men are claiming up and down and sideways that there has been no change to their friendship, no change to their tag team. Bookman has repeatedly said that he is interested in whenever we do our next tag tournament as well for the now vacant unified TWF tag titles. So it would be interesting to see, because it's one of those things where we could see Bookman be a sort of a Grand Slam champion in all at the same time. If that occurred, theoretically, he could be a sort of a regional heavyweight, if you will, the OWO heavyweight champion. He could be a world heavyweight champion and a tag champion all at the same time.
Jeez,
which would be
that's
one hell of a thing.
Gold.
Yeah.
That is definitely a lot of gold to be going up against. Now, the only reason why it's taken so long for us to do a tag tournament is I had to declaw the damn tag titles.
Yeah.
Not like actually like, you know, take claws off the title. That's weird. The title doesn't have any claws. There were like claw marks all over the title.
Yeah. For those who don't know, the reason why we currently have a vacant tag title was that the tag team champion, the first inaugural tag team champion, the team was, of course, the UWU's favorite kitties, the Titans. And
the kitty boyfriend.
And unfortunately, with UW pulling out to TWF, that means that they vacated those titles. But that vacating them and getting them away from them was two separate deals.
There was a lot of yowling and meowing and growling. I'm just going to let you know. Thankfully, I wasn't involved with that. I just saw the live stream of it because it made the local news. And once again, Philadelphia's is down.
Yeah. Once again, unfortunately, it seems that the man just cannot get a break. I don't think either one of these competitors meant to do it. Neither one of them are really known for kind of sneaky tactics. But
at the same time, I don't think either competitor cares. They're just going to keep moving on.
Yeah.
You know what they say, one monkey don't stop no show.
So far,
sleeper.
Pretty back and forth, pretty evenly matched here between the two of these. Just pretty common with Red Alessandri. You know, he may have a bit of a history of losing streak here, which is unfortunate because he is an excellent wrestler, but just cannot seem to put points on the board. But so far has been, like I said, holding his own against Kingathan here.
True indeed. And matter of fact, like, never sleep on him. I say this a lot, but never sleep on him because what I said, big time players make big time plays. He did get the entry into this tournament by beating one of True's own Denora Alara. We thought that it was going to be a true sweep, but Red Alessandri pulling that win out of nowhere. There's no telling if he's able to do that again against the likes of Kingathan and Deadlan.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where normally I would say everything. I would point to Kingathan as a pretty clear favorite here, and I may still say that, but both men going into this with a loss in the first week, actually, so it's one of those things where in that regard, and in that regard only, they are, in fact, fairly similar. But I would say Kingathan, of course, part of one of OWO's premier tag teams. Ooh, Koji clutch there from Red. And for good reason. So if Gemstone Warriors unfortunately coming, I would say at the, well, I would almost want to say second, but we have True. Yeah. They've not really had.
It's hard to say. It's hard to place it.
It's hard to place them.
Oh, like,
okay, then going for this spell. Oh, couldn't really capitalize though. Red going back in the Koji clutch.
Now Kingathan losing, I believe, to Mother Russia, surprising everyone, truth be told, because we did have him set as the favorite in a lot of these matches.
Yeah. Actually, incorrect. The first match was Militsa who won against Katya. And it was him versus Daniel, and that was also a surprise because we did not really expect Daniel to be winning that particular match, but he came out ahead, and is now, of course, considering we saw his match just a second ago here versus with Xain, is now 2-0.
I stand corrected. Standing moon stomp.
Oh, there it is, the red lightning, the coffin drop off the top, one of Red's favorite moves. Going for the pin here. No. Oh. Nice little kick there. And once again with the red lightning. Red Alessandri, I think, wants to put Kingathan away here. Just can't quite get it.
That's what you do when you have a hero on the ground. You don't go into a monologue. You're not a James Bond villain or a comic book villain. You go and put them away. You don't put them in an elaborate trap. Get it done.
Yeah. Agreed. Oh, back in the Koji clutch there. Once again.
Now, you don't see Kingathan trying to move to the rope. Oh, Falcon Arrow!
Falcon Arrow, you might be in the ropes, though, and he is.
Now, you don't see Kingathan try to go to the ropes when in that Koji clutch, but that's because you're moving not just a little bit of dead weight because of the points of contact made with your opponent in the mat. You're moving every inch and every ounce of their dead weight towards the ring, and sometimes you just got to try to break out of it instead of trying to drag their bodies all the way to the ropes.
Falcon Arrow again. Oh, Kingathan going down. Might have been a little bit of a sweat in his eyes or something there. I'm not sure what happened there. Kingathan calling for the Kamagoye. Oh, no, just a hip toss. Cover, but
it's the Mia de la Fiera Mierda, or whatever. I'm sorry.
That thingy, yeah. Back and forth with these mid kicks. Oh, Red getting the better of it.
Nice roundhouse, just a simple kick to the chest.
Oh,
arm clutch, Northern Light suplex, picks him back up.
And again, uno dos. Will we see Trace?
One more time?
Nope. Going in the Koji Clutch instead, breaking it up.
And see, sure enough, King's not trying to drag him away.
Dragon Screw. What does King have in mind here? Oh, a little lariat there. Powerful lariat, though. Oh, tries the coffin drop himself. And does not get it.
DDT right to Red.
Nice DDT there. Red looks like he's kind of out on his feet a little bit. What to see? Oh, well.
Back up again, right there to
He's
the Bulldog.
Bulldog. Dragging him still on the ropes here. Oh, that's a hell of a lot of man to be throwing around like that.
True indeed, we're hitting 20 minutes.
Paradise Lock. And that's it! Paradise Lock! Not quite center of the ring even, but managed to put away Kingathan Deadlan in what I would say is one hell of an upset.
My Lord!
The biting
We're
clutch.
having some good matches tonight.
Kind of a pair of upsets already from each side. Yeah, A Block and B Block have already had their upsets of the night, and we're only 2 matches in for each of us. Kingathan losing to Red Alessandri in, yeah, what I it's one of those things where I hate to say something like this is a match that should have been, cakewalk, but because Red Alessandri's not that bad of a wrestler by any means, but I would say, yeah, I could not have seen Kingathan walking out a loser, and here we are.
Honestly, you got to start asking the tough questions. We gotta kick it to our news correspondents backstage one of these times. But you got to start asking the tough questions when it comes to Kingathan Deadlan. That he has been on the schneid since losing to his own teammate. You've got to say that the frustration is setting in, that it's changing up his game plan, that I honestly believe, and hopefully Kingathan, when we do get an interview with him, he will disabuse me of this notion. But I honestly believe that every time he steps into the ring, it's not been him against the opponent that he's slated for on that night. It almost feels like he's relitigating that same match that he lost, and he lost his grip on the chance for the title. He's fighting every single match post Bookman against Bookman.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely weighing heavy on him. I can't see, like I said, I really could not have seen Kingathan pre-losing to Bookman, losing to Red here. And yet here we are, Kingathan 2-0, losing both to Daniel, who we kind of expected should have been a victory for Kingathan, and then Red here as well. So 2 and out. Yeah, I don't know. You're right. I think it's one of those things where, especially once this league is over, we'll have to see where Kingathan stands and what he does from then.
It's a shame.
But until then, let's move on to the next match from the B block. Oh, well. Well, this is interesting.
You knew it was bound to happen eventually.
We knew it was
going to come. It's going to come with True. It's going to come with the Fallen.
Yeah. Both people having multiple members, of course, in their respective brackets. So it's one of those things where, it's better chance for the group as a whole. But, of course, you only have one person that you can put towards those finals in the end. So you have to figure out which one to put forward. I would also say in this particular case, you're looking at an interesting dynamic because, of course, Gabriel Blackwell recently been tossed off of the Fallen tag team in favor of Lee Zhu, who he also could be facing here in the tournament, or also will be, I'm sure. With Geoff Su and Lee Zhu both getting some incredible victories as a tag team together after some pretty unremarkable tagging between Geoff Su and Gabriel Blackwell. So I can only imagine that sitting heavy on Gabriel's mind here as he goes into a match with his former tag partner.
There's definitely going to be implications as to the makeup of this tag team. Franco Silva is still here. He's definitely going to be one of the favorites to make it to the end when it comes down to being part of the Fallen. But Geoff Su easily emerging as one of the best ones to go up against with that match against Martin Valentine. So who's to say this will not be Gabriel's chance to show himself? We'll never know until we hit the bell.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Hit that bell indeed.
Don't even bother. We're just going to let it wash over us.
Yeah, it's going to happen twice. Just, we're going to be quiet.
Your trouble, fate. I'm sorry. I just here it is again.
I told you it's going to happen twice.
Yep, twice. Number twice. Well, there we go.
I can't hear myself think, but here we are in a match.
You don't need to think when it comes down to kicking and punching and grappling.
Well. Oh. That's a little float over there.
Takedown. Now, Gabriel Blackwell had a pretty good match against the TCW heavyweight champion in Darrell Dunn. And we've been gushing about Jeff Sue and his match against Martin Valentine. So it's hard to say like what we should be expecting out of this, because Gabriel Blackwell is the lone member of the Fallen who isn't just a strict striker.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where this is going to be one of the more interesting matchups here between the two of them. I would say probably even more so than the person who replaced him, Li Zhu, because of course these two members of the Fallen, being former tag partners, I'm sure have trained together, have worked together. They clearly know each other's movesets. They clearly know what each other do. And so it's one of those things where I'm sure we'll be seeing a decent amount of counters, decent amount of throwing out stuff that we may not have seen on an average match just to throw them off, things like that.
Oh, truly, I do expect that from both Gabriel and Jeff. Jeff, again, much more of a pure striker, not so much a ground and pound kind of guy. He is just going to try to do a stand-up game throughout the whole time. But Gabriel Blackwell is the closest to a pro wrestler that you get in the group. So you're going to see a lot of rest holds. You're going to see a lot of these high-flying moves and just random wrenches out of nowhere just to try to control the pace and the tempo of the match. Just like we're seeing right there, that arm drag takeover.
Yep, going into some punches. Again, going into this kind of arm wrench combination here.
Like, even though that seemed like just a small move, it was a submission combination.
Yeah. Oh, over and over again with this punches, and then kind of just the attempt at a lock from Gabriel, only to be countered out again.
Oh, standing moonsault.
It's a 1 count. Couple attempts at drop kicks there.
That headbutt might be enough to really change the pace and change the tone of the match. Because as I said, Jeff Sue is going to try to keep this standing, and if he's not able to keep it standing, he's just going to drop you and put fists to it. And right there's a spirit rush.
We saw that multiple times in this matchup against Martin Valentine. A shocking amount of times. It's not like 4 in a row by the end of that when they were desperately trying to put each other away.
Yeah, Martin decided not to stay down. Let's see if the same could happen for Gabriel.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. I would not be surprised if this also goes for a pretty decently long time.
At the same time, Jeff Sue does have... simple slap. Jeff Sue does have what I'd like to call that one-punch ability, where he can just end a match with a punch, a kick, any kind of strike out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely... He takes after the founder and current head of the Fallen with Franco Silva in that regard.
But eye rake, I don't think, like, again, we don't see Jeff Sue getting into any of those matches where he is going to worry about somebody raking the eyes. It's usually going to be punch, kick, strikes, maybe even a takedown or two. That's what he's usually expecting And of course, going up against Gabriel Blackwell, he gets that side of him, another punch rush.
Yeah. Once again with that punch rush. Once again with Geoff Su getting the better of it. Not surprising due to his credentials, but only a 2 count.
Getting close. Oh, nice little leg takedown.
Down. Oh, just shots to the kidney there. Talking about something new from the pair of them. Didn't see that in this match against Martin.
Yeah, you didn't see too many single leg takedowns from Geoff.
Yeah.
Oh, that nice combination. Those elbows are lethal.
Oh, striking combination. This may be a momentum changer, but well. Seems like it's still holding with Geoff Su here.
Oh, that spinning soul butt. Flipping senton by Gabriel, but once again, Geoff Su is up and ready to go.
Oh, takedown into, nice little elbow there. Speaking of elbows.
Elbows once again. Now, what's made Geoff so much more lethal? Oh, that drive-by kick. What's made Geoff? He tries it again, but gets caught with the dragon screw.
Oh, punch combination there by Geoff Su.
Just a simple 2 count for that one. Buzzsaw kick. That might be it.
That might be it. 2, no.
Just a 2 count.
Geoff Su's starting to throw out everything he can. I'm kind of wondering if he too is kind of thinking, and perhaps rightfully so, that he needs to take this home quick because of the match he had last week. I'd say more, but it's going to be real loud in a second. Yeah. There we have it.
A simple 13-minute match, but like as I was saying, what makes Geoff so dangerous is over the past month or so, he's been developing a better endurance game. He's going to put you down, but instead of trying to follow it up immediately with something big and find himself caught up in an attempt to just try to keep the match going and stringing move after move after move, we're seeing him slow down, catch his breath, and it makes him a little bit more lethal because there is no wasted movement now. If he gets exhausted, he's going to stop, take stock, and let you make the mistake instead of him rushing forward into, I need to win this territory.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. He's been as fast and as strong as he is, he still allows for his opponent to make a mistake before he really gets in there and really starts hammering away. Well, we saw that with both Martin and Gabriel here. I would have called him kind of either way in the first half of the match, and then we saw the momentum change. Geoff kind of get ahead, and even when Gabriel kind of went for that potential momentum changer with the strike back and forth match, Geoff kind of just nailed him hard enough to win that real quick, and just kept the momentum from there into victory.
Never let your opponent stick around. That's one of the motto of the Fallen. So now the big question becomes, what in Franco and Lee and Geoff's eyes does Gabriel have to do from this point forward to remain a member of the Fallen, or is this just a part of his audition that he failed?
I don't know. Yeah. Much like with Kingathan and Deadlan, I would say leaving this tournament, one of the questions we may have for on your side of the aisle here would be what happens with Gabriel Blackwell. We kind of were having that question even before the league, but so far with the way he has matches he has had, I would say it's definitely getting to be a more important question by the moment. But on to our next match in the A block. We have definitely an interesting battle here. Another member of True, Militsa Marcaigh, Miss Militant, the person who did lose against Katya Vlcek last week, Mother Russia, versus Alysha Vexxing, who did win her match last week against, let me see, was against Trixie, in fact. Oops, not that one. Not that one. Which one was it?
There it is.
There's one. There we go. Here we are, and let's get it started.
Now they say the definition of success is moving from loss to loss without a change of enthusiasm. What we can definitely say about Miss Militant, despite the less than stellar win-loss record both in and outside of the league, is the fact that she moves from match to match, loss to loss, without a change in enthusiasm. Matter of fact, she felt that she deserved a spot in one of your more marquee factions in True, and there you go, she gets the whole machine behind her.
Yeah, it was one of those things where she joined True to kind of have friends, to have a base of kind of operations, to have managers and support staff behind her, as True offers. But unfortunately, that has not necessarily transferred into in-ring success, as I'm sure she would have wanted it yet. But we'll have to see.
Once again, Philadelphia is down.
It got down again.
Immediately she goes for a weapon.
Immediately goes for a fork when he's down. Look at that. We talked about that in matches previously when Philadelphus has gone down. Who might be going for something a little bit sneaky, and leave it to a member of True to be one of the first to prove that, yeah, you can go for a weapon when the ref is away.
When the ref is away, the I don't want to say the mice, but definitely the heels will play.
Yes.
Now you said that her joining True hasn't translated much in terms of her win-loss record, and sometimes when it comes down to members of a faction like this, you're not doing it for the win-loss record. You're doing it for the camaraderie. You're doing it for the sense of community that you were lacking before. Because sometimes when you get into a match and you end up losing, it's how you get picked up that defines whether or not you have that level of friendship, that level of camaraderie, that level of community that you may be missing.
Yeah, I would agree, and I would say that was definitely something that Miss Militant had in mind when she joined up with True, if I was to guess.
Now we've seen Alysha before, that steamrolling offense, the somewhat silly, goofy, comedic style of wrestling, but you never want to let her get any kind of momentum.
No, you definitely don't. And what I normally say is that for all those that think she's all kind of smiles and kind of play fighting, you only have to look at when she throws out that vertical brainbuster to realize that that's not something you can fake. That's not something you can play around with.
Yeah, never. I keep on saying it. Never sleep on some of these wrestlers. Like for instance, as we said, Alysha Vexxing. She is strong. She is powerful. Surprisingly so in some aspects. I would never want her to do something like that to me. That little steamroll offense, that vertical brainbuster. And sure enough, she's showing that she does have a ground game as well. Yeah,
just picking Miss Militant up and just slamming her down to the mat.
Nice little takedown. Miss Militant already looks tired, and we're only 6 minutes in. I think that tells you what it takes to try to last long in the ring with the likes of Alysha Vexxing.
Yeah, that's one of those things where she could just have been catching her breath in a moment, playing it smart. But yeah, I would say the fact that 7 minutes in and she's the first one to be doing that is definitely telling.
It's definitely a testament to what it takes to be in the ring with her. There goes that leg lock. Fujiwara armbar.
Yeah. Oh, Spilton trying to go for something, can't quite get it.
Sure enough, like sometimes when you lack the strength.
Oh, Bruce is down again. Could you watch out for the ref? I know they're in the middle of a match. I know that they're focusing on their opponents, but give me a break. It's like the 4th time in this tournament.
I mean, maybe you need to double check on him. Make sure he's not made of like Fabergé or something. Notch neutralizer. Notch neutralizer.
Just sitting on the face. Was humiliating and once again just knocking the wind out of their opponent there. Oh, 2 count.
That was a pretty long 2 count.
Yeah, solid 2 count there. Not quite a near fall, but I think pretty damn close.
Damn close. Now, despite the fact, again, we keep on bringing up win-loss record because it is very important when it comes down to TWF. But when it comes down to Militsa, never get into a striking contest with her.
No, I would say even someone as big and powerful as Alysha doing, well, this, not really the smartest. Although, well, she gets the better of it this time.
Headbutt.
With the headbutt. But, and that big clubbing blow showing off the reach. The reach difference between these two. Oh, Miss Wilson going for the fork right in front of Philadelphia Bruce, and he wisely counts it. It's a 2 count. There's a count to 5 on a potential DQ there.
I honestly don't think she cared. I think.
Yeah, wow. I would say she was a little bit desperate, clearly, by picking up that fork. I think Alysha saw that, went once again to just knock the air out of her, and gets the victory there.
Honestly, my next question would have been just like, who is Alysha's next opponent? Because maybe she was doing it not just for herself. Maybe, as we were saying, that camaraderie that she has with the members of True, she was probably trying to put an end to whatever momentum that Alysha would end up having if she just won just outright. Putting a fork to the back or to the thigh or anywhere that you might want to put a fork, that you don't need to put a fork, would definitely change the momentum of the whole league.
Yeah, definitely. How much more to say about that other than just, it's a good thing she did manage to do that. And well done, Alysha, on her victory once again, being 2 and out here on 2 victories in 2 weeks. Oh, well, here's one. Here's what we've been looking forward to. Darrell Dunn versus Franco Silva.
Set your DVRs.
Yeah, this is going to be... I don't know if it's going to be a long one. It's definitely not going to go as long as Martin and Geoff, if I'm a betting man. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a hard hitting one for damn sure.
Jeez, I have no words. I have no commentary. Let's just go.
Yeah, I was about to say just the same thing. I don't really have anything else to say other than just let's watch it happen.
Long live the Chief, Darrell Dunn, our inaugural TCW heavyweight champion of the world.
Walking out with the belt around his waist.
Now, while he is not a bad guy, not necessarily a good guy, there are a few detractors in the fans. I guess the fans just don't enjoy his brand of nastiness. Let me get this last word in. I forgot it was going to happen.
Why did we have to let all the fall into this league?
I mean, I don't think we had a choice.
You know what? You're definitely right, but I can still complain about it.
Yeah, I will not begrudge you that complaint. Oh, attempted takedown. Immediately tries to take control.
Pretty quick back and forth here by the two of them.
Now, unlike the likes of Geoff Soon, Franco Silva does technically have a much better ground game, but you see the amount of respect that they have, immediately breaking, separating with each other, and moving apart. And those combinations, that uppercut!
Oh, his ground game, getting a solid punch in there and using that to just kind of cement his mount position there. Well done there by Franco. I've said it multiple times. I will say it again here, and before letting you speak. Franco Silva, easily one of my favorites in terms of this entire league. I have a feeling that he's going to be a hard one to beat.
definitely a hard one to beat. Now Dunn does have a good ground game, but I don't think there's a difference between having a good ground game and having your whole offense centered around bringing your opponent down to the mat and putting the work to him.
Yeah, and I would say Franco's definitely the latter. Definitely has that kind of mixed hybrid MMA offense that a lot of the Fallen do, but his particular brand of it is less that stand-up fight and more of just a put you down on the mat, and as we saw, punch you, kick you, get you into a position where you really can't respond and just lay the hurt on you for as long as possible.
Now, what Dunn lacks in his ability to actually overpower Silva on the mat, he definitely succeeds in having the endurance to go a little bit longer. So I don't know which one's going to tip the scales in his favor, but that combination just dropping Dunn.
Yeah. Both men going for pretty big combinations right off the bat. Like I said, it's a pretty back and forth match here. There's a lot of the ones that we've seen today have been.
Oh. Nice little leg triangle that he put him in. Oh, those combinations might be enough. Yeah. Goes right for the pin.
Just a one count so far, but we are only 6 minutes in.
But those are some haymakers. Those are some blows. I don't know if I will ever want to be in the ring with the likes of a Franco Silva that drops those bombs.
Oh no, definitely not.
Drop toe hold right to the back mount position. Leg scissors.
Darrell managed to hold the mount position there, but it's a nice head wrench for his efforts.
Oh, double leg takedown.
Oh, the Franco mate gets the better of it. Managing to see an opening there. Finding kind of almost a triangle. Oh my God! Just blasting Dunn in the face. I think Darrell probably had a Hail Mary there in terms of being in the ropes. I have no idea if he knew where north or south was, let alone where the ropes were.
Once again, that back mount right too.
That being said, Darrell getting a decent sleeper. Back mount to leg scissors there. Oh, but just those combinations, that punch to the face combination. Franco just not getting good ring awareness though, getting too close to the ropes each time.
Oh, immediately to the double leg drop.
Takedown, but again countered. Technically close fist, so technically illegal.
Oh, V-trigger.
Standing V-trigger there. Franco's up pretty quick though. Oh, flipping around into just kind of a, I don't even know what that is. Just something painful. Some real bad stretch.
Right now, this is what this is. It's only 10 minutes in, and these guys are going full bar right into a spirit rush.
Spirit rush. We saw this from the other member of the Fallen, Geoff multiple times. Franco Silva doing it as well. Ooh, nice DDT there. Oh, mount position. Dale is giving it to him.
Immediately done. This is just a freaking war.
Yeah, both members, as I said, I don't know if this is going to go for a long time, but they're definitely going to kick the shit out of each other, as we're seeing here. Even Philadelphia's looking a little surprised on that one.
Jesus Christ, these punches, these kicks. Standing sleeper. But Dunn get right back up.
Franco looks a little worse for wear, too, I think, after that. I don't know if he might need a breather, but, rolls into an armbar.
I think they both need breathers. They both need to step away. Just give each other some space or something.
Back
just
into
swinging haymakers.
Swinging haymakers, even as I said, Philadelphia's just seeming to feel those. Back into that armbar. Doesn't quite get it though. Feeling each other out.
Around each other. Oh, that combination!
Oh, just punch kick combination from Dunn. Is he going for a sling? Yes! Slingshot DDT. Oh, and that just executes your drop kick, but Silva's back up. Rolling back into an armbar.
Oh my God, right now, I don't know how to call this.
I would just say there's a little watch over at this point. Single leg Boston Crab. And into the ropes. Franco goes.
blocking that backhand right into another DDT.
Oh, right, that just feed DDT
and Dunn
there.
is just saying, give it to me. I'm giving you this jaw. Do something.
Oh. And Franco, that might, well, just about to say he might be out of that, but he's right back up. Right into that punching combination there. Cover. 2-0.
Just a 2 count, 16 minutes in.
Back in these haymakers.
But Dunn is right back up.
Dunn's right back up, and they're right back to punching each other. Dunn calling for it. Oh, it's that stiff kick into this, stomping him into the ground.
Stomps to the face.
Oh, taking him down. Has he got it? He's got it. He's got it. He's got that armbar in.
Now Silva definitely has the strength advantage. Oh, there it is, that headlock driver.
Oh. That might be it. That I can't possibly imagine him getting back up from that, but he does.
2 count.
2 count, not even a near fall. I think this is a shades of, he's bringing out Jeff Sue magic here. He took a look at his member of the Fallen and said, "Yeah, I can do you one better, boy."
Frog splash right to the back to the top rope again. Another frog splash right to the back.
And Jeff Sue right back up and right back to just punching Darrell in the mouth.
My lord!
You said this before, and that you don't know how to call this. Like I said, I'm just letting it wash over me because I have no idea. 2-0.
The 2 count with that half melt. Oh!
I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. 2-3.
Oh!
There we are.
The champion has fallen.
Champ has fallen to the leader of the Fallen. I said it at the beginning. I was almost ready to eat crow once again on one of my choices, but I've said Franco Silva was my favorite probably in your whole organization a couple times. Probably one of my favorites to win the entire B block, and now you all know why.
Just catching that feint kick punch combination, that one punch just rocking Dunn. After taking so many blows to the head, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Those things where we kept seeing him just take blow after blow, get up, and just walk it off like it wasn't anything. As I said during the match, I wouldn't be surprised if he took a look at the match that Jeff Sue and Martin Valentine had last week, and specifically went out here to try and do one better. And I don't know if I had to choose between them, it would be a hard choice. Let's put it that way. I think I might still choose Jeff Sue, but only because they went the distance, whereas Franco had a nice cinched in victory right there on the 19-minute mark. One hell of a victory, though. Definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to think about that in terms of which is my favorite match so far of this tournament.
Yeah, there was not one moment of respite for these wrestlers. Like when you see 19 minutes, it may not be as flashy and as extensive as 30 minutes. With 19 minutes and 36 seconds, I don't think you can point to a single moment in this match where each one wasn't going for something that would absolutely, to coin a phrase, murderize their opponents.
Yeah. We've seen some matches where, as I said, with people like Karen Bishop, for instance, strategists moving in and out of the ring, taking time to kind of take their breaks, take their breaths, uses the time limit kind of to their advantage in a lot of ways to try to get that win. I don't think either Darrell or Franco are one of those people to do that. Both of those people are, the match goes and we saw them just lock up and immediately start throwing haymakers, and they didn't stop for 20 minutes. So if only for that, yes, one hell of a match for sure. And it seems like the fans have agreed with a 100% match evaluation, a 5-star match from the critics. One hell of a match all around.
Jesus Christ.
And with that, let's see what the A block has to follow that. I don't think much could, but, well.
Ooh.
And there's one person that could potentially have the same sort of hitting power as a Franco Silva in the A block. I would say Katya Vlcek would be up there. Trixie Eclipse, of course, no slouch themselves. This will be interesting. I'm not sure who I would put as a favorite in this particular matchup. Trixie, of course, has been having a pretty good run of matches so far prior to the tournament, and I do believe won their first match here last week. But so did Katya. So let's get to it and let's see who walks away victorious.
Mother Russia with a 1-0 victory in her debut league match, putting up a good fight in the event.
Yep.
Feel like I need a cigarette after that match. I'm so sorry. That one blew its load like in 20 minutes.
Graphics guy apparently correcting my mistake. Trixie looks like they apparently lost their first match last week. Apologies on a couple things there.
Hey, we're doing it live. Everybody makes mistakes. I mean, it's not like we promised massive pyro and didn't deliver.
Yeah, speaking of that, we may have, depending on the fan response in general and what time we have left for tonight, we may have something set up to compensate for that. So keep watching, keep your eyes here on Wednesday Night Wars for that in the future. But first, we're going through, of course, our league card.
Russia.
Yeah, attempted lariat, unfortunately, did not get all of it. Oh, now Trixie once again playing around with their foe there.
This is what I would definitely call a Hoss match when it comes to an attempted blow of the green mist.
Indeed.
Now, my question to you, Comrade Husky, is do you happen to remember the difference of the kinds of mist? Because you got your green mist, your red mist, your black mist. What do they do?
Green mist is normally considered kind of more poisonous, more hurtful. Red mist is more of a, from what if I recall correctly, normally is when the particular user is annoyed, pissed off. It shows kind of almost their emotional state. It is definitely more fiery because of that. But when you blow the black, that's when it's bad news.
When you blow the black, that's bad news.
Yeah. We saw, for those who can remember it, of course, Tajiri in the WWE used that once and actually blinded someone with it. So
right now it's Trixie, and they, as you said, have had a pretty storied win-loss record when it comes down to OWO. Despite having such a short time in your organization, they have definitely laid their mark despite having an 0-1-0 record in the current Aces Wild tournament.
Yeah, they have definitely had a decent amount of wins under their belt. So the fact that they lost their first week is a little surprising, but then again, they are going up against talent such as Katya Vlcek here. You know, it's I wouldn't hold it against anyone losing to Mother Russia, really.
Honestly, like, the way that you put this out is like there is not one slouch in either of our rosters when it comes down to this. This is why we had these qualifiers. That's why it was so important to pick the best of the best out here. And honestly, if you're in these brackets, if you are in this tournament, if you're in this league, then you definitively are the best of the best, the cream of the crop when it comes down to wrestling, especially when it comes down to the TWF.
Yep. Trixie once again just playing around with Mother Russia there. I'm not sure how wise that is, but did seem to kind of get her off her game enough. But then again,
those clubbing blows.
Yeah. The Russian hook combination just gets a 2 count, but a little bit of a
hesitation on
hesitation there. It was a little strange, yeah.
Oh, that double-A spine buster.
Oh, sweep of the leg. Smack to the face.
Just like Cobra Kai with that sweep of the leg.
Got to try to go for something up top. Normally, when she does that, she goes for something like an elbow, but didn't quite get it. Oh, there it is, the torture rack. Is this going to be it? Oh, no.
That's honestly where the size of Trixie comes in at a disadvantage. When you have that much length in your body, you are much more susceptible to those stretches, to those wrenching of the body parts.
Yeah. Back and forth here. I don't know how wise it is to hold this long. Well, about to say with Mother Russia, but Trixie manages to come out ahead. Once again, just seeming to favor this particular hold here. Going forward for the third time.
Now again, you're not going to see the likes of Mother Russia go and try to drag herself to the ropes, mainly because, like, again, you are dragging 100% of a person's dead weight. It's different than if you're dragging somebody for, like, an ankle lock. When you have more control over your body and their body, it's harder for them to put all of their weight on you and make it that much harder to get to the ropes.
Yeah. Oh, big spear there.
Just a standing spear.
Off the ropes, a little bit of miscommunication there, but Mother Russia still kind of just slamming down Trixie.
Wow. Just Trixie eating that drop kick.
Just once again, Trixie throwing her off the ropes, trying to go for something and just gets steamrolled by Mother Russia. Trixie holding her own here, but yeah, I don't know. It's not looking too good for them so far, unfortunately.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, in the corner. Oh,
right into it. Oh, orienting block.
Orienting with Napalm Death hold there. A Zack Sabre Jr. favorite.
Tries to go for the backdrop, eats an elbow point to the back of the neck for her.
Oh, huge lariat there.
And just these simple lariats.
Standing body kicks. Knock the wind out of anybody.
So far, Mother Russia is showing a tremendous amount of... Oh, never mind.
Oh, airplane spin.
They caught him in an airplane spin.
Well done there by Trixie to getting that amount of weight above their head. Once again, back in that hold.
Now she's going for it. Now she's dragging to the ropes. I guess she really wants to win this match.
Yeah. To me, that would seem like a little bit of a tacit worry from Mother Russia there. Oh, it's taking that kick to the face.
Spinning kick just did nothing. Mother Russia is scary.
Yeah. She's a very large and very hardcore competitor throwing.
Trixie rolling right back inside.
Ring, but Trixie, as the OSW boys call it, WCWing Katya by just walking back and hitting her as she comes back into the ring herself.
Exchange of blows near the ropes.
Oh,
that's spinning back fist.
Again, Trixie getting the better of it there. It's one of those things where it may be a case much like with someone like Carin Bishop that,
Jesus Christ.
She's taking Trixie's head off with that lariat, and yeah, that ends my train of thought there. Much like it ended that match.
My Lord.
Definitely a good attempt there by Trixie, but not much you can get up after getting their head taken off by a lariat like that.
When there's a Sentai explosion when you catch a lariat, you might as well just stay down.
Yeah. Especially when it's coming from one catch of Vlcek. Well, we were expecting definitely a hard-hitting match after that hard-hitting match. And while it was not as necessarily back and forth as the Darrell and Franco Silva match, definitely lived up to the hard-hitting expectation there. But let's move on to the B block for our next match. And it will be another leader of another one of your groups, Prince Rivera, the only member of Los. Why can I never remember their name?
El Indomito. Don't worry, I'll help you out with
El
that.
Indomito. I always want to call them Los Indonables or something. I don't know. I'm trying to put Naito in your group apparently. But no, not Naito's group. Not the real life one from New Japan. This is Prince Rivera's group here versus Andre Tyson. Man, who I do believe we saw battle it out last week, and let me double check against who was against Jacob Sapp, and of course that led to one hell of a match, but unfortunately a losing effort against the big corn-fed monster. Let's see if Andre can do better against Prince Rivera.
Yeah, the corn-fed Colossus just absolutely dominated.
He did indeed, as he often does.
Listen to the electric guitars roar as the leader of El Indomito, the Indomitable Ones, comes down to the ring. Surprisingly, though, stands David Perez and KC Martinez. I am ready there, Andre Tyson.
I don't know who Prince Rivera is, but I suppose we'll see just now.
Immediately, those arm wrenches definitely got to go for the arm. Now, as I said before, sometimes people think going for the legs is a smart play when you don't have the size nor the strength advantage against your opponent. It's actually the arms. If you go after the arms starting from the deltoids onward, you make it that much harder for them to use their power game. Yes, they're going to use their hips to try to drive themselves into each strike and lariat, but when you feel that pain tingle all the way down to your extremities and your arms, you become a little bit more shell-shocked, a little bit more timid going for some of your bigger moves.
Yeah, and especially with Andre Tyson, who does use a lot of holds, against a ground game type of opponents like Tyson, it definitely is going to help put the hurt on them even more so than a normal wrestler here, or like a striker or a high flyer.
Yes, it's like while Andre Tyson does have a decent stand-up game, he is definitely far more likely to put you in a hold, try to break you, try to make you, as I said, it's the unholy trinity: nap, snap, or tap. Those are the three options when it comes to Andre Tyson. But if you go after the arms, you make it a little bit harder to keep those holds in place. You're not going to get too many submission moves where it's just your legs.
Indeed.
Now, at the same time, while we were talking about Andre Tyson, Prince Rivera himself is no slouch. While he may not have that sort of MMA background, he does have that junior style, that luchador background that he did technically abandon to form El Indomito in the first place.
Yeah. Unmasked, abandoned his luchador past, and has led his faction here, and to kind of a not so great win-loss record in general with all of them. They've had their moments under the sun, but I can always bring up the loss to Men of Main Street.
You know what? I've spoken with Prince Rivera, and every time I try to bring up the Men of Main Street, he cuts me off. But this past week, he finally did give up the ghost about it. I think he really believes that his team, El Indomito, had their sights set on something so much bigger that it almost felt like they were looking way past the Men of Main Street. And honestly, you can't do that when it comes to these high caliber wrestlers, even for the likes of Johansson and Mickey Cornstarch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where they may not be the most premier wrestlers, but they managed to get into this company somehow, and we don't necessarily take slouches.
True indeed, true indeed. Honestly, they may not be the best wrestlers in the world. They may not beat your favorite wrestlers, but take a look at how they are against the general populace. They will whoop your ass.
Yeah. Oh, cinching in there. Break from the ropes, unfortunately, but well done by Andre. Cover, just a 1 count.
Just a simple 1 count. Oh, that nice combination from Prince Rivera.
Oh, shots to the head over and over again there by Prince Rivera. So far, pretty evenly spaced out match here, evenly fought.
Oh, that combination!
That dash of the combination with the elbows might have been a momentum changer, though, and I think that 2.9 definitely says that it is.
Oh my God! Prince Rivera showing a strength advantage.
Hell of a strength advantage there. This match suddenly just picked up in intensity by about 10 times. Both men showing off that they can get near falls here. 11 minutes in.
Rivera doing the smart thing, catching his breath, catching that DDT to Andre Tyson.
Oh, DDT goes to the elbow at the top. Does not get that, though. And then just gets jostled around in this Phil Nelson.
Super kick right next to a jackknife cover.
Cover, 2 count. Soup bones. Andre cradle there. Another 2.9. I hate to say Prince Rivera is in a dangerous position here, but 2 near falls back to back certainly may suggest something.
Low drop kick right to the knees.
Oh, slamming him down back to the mat.
Jesus, Andre Tyson coming for it.
Oh, and once again,
Follow-away slam.
Just chucking Rivera across the match, across the map. Across the mat, though.
Across the map, across the mat, across the match. They both count. All 3 count.
Oh, Mr. Low angle
drop
kick.
For a low drop kick.
Get all of it, but definitely gets all of it on that punch.
That might be it. He's calling for something. Goes for that running knee drop. Prince Rivera gets back up. Oh, that combination right to the soul butt. Brings down Andre Tyson.
Top rope. Prince Rivera's pretty dangerous up here. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Hurricane Rana. Ooh, near fall. As I said, once you get Prince Rivera may not necessarily consider himself a pure luchador anymore, but get him to the top rope and he's pretty dangerous. But seems like Andre Tyson had his number, managed to survive that top rope offense, and gets the submission victory. I have to say, I'm not terribly surprised there. Decent match. Rivera definitely put in the time, put in the effort. We saw at least 2 near falls against Andre Tyson from Prince Rivera. But yeah, if I was a betting man at the start of that, I would have said that was Tyson's match to lose, and here we are with him winning it.
True enough, true enough. Now, there was a decent bit of back and forth. Again, Prince Rivera is definitely no slouch. You never want to sleep on him. But Andre Tyson seems to be propelling himself into a position where he is destined for greater things than just to lose to the likes of a guy like Prince Rivera. No offense to him, but like right now, as it currently stands, Andre Tyson definitely has the greater momentum out of the two. And Prince Rivera, I'm sorry, you definitely need to go back to the lab and just recalibrate the way that you've been going about things.
Yeah, I would say him and his crew in general here probably should go back to the lab, take a little bit of time, and just kind of go, what are we doing wrong? Why do we keep getting into these situations where we can win some and then when it really counts, we're not walking away with the victories we need to actually impress? And I would say definitely before we have any sort of tag team tournament, especially considering their awful showing in the last tag team tournament we had, so where they got literally every single bonus as you could going into it, showed an incredible side of themselves, winning the Battle Royal, cementing that Battle Royal victory, and then just flubbing it in the first match. So,
as Smokey from Friday would say, why are you bringing up old shit?
Well, because I don't think they've changed enough. I guess would be the reason why. It'd be old shit if I saw Prince Rivera winning here, but he's not.
You definitely got a point. You definitely do have a point. I'm not even going to front.
Yeah. So, well, either way, was definitely, like I said, it could have gone either way, but I'm not surprised. Let's put it that way. To the A block once again. Oh, and an interesting one here.
Oh my.
We have Takashi Tamura, the second OWO heavyweight champion, not current. That would be the third, which is, of course, Bookman, versus Enyo, who has shown definitely sides of herself that I think kind of has been surprising people with the victories that she has gotten, and even some of the losses that she's gotten in terms of how long it took certain people to put her away. And, of course, has definitely impressed in the kind of makeshift tag team that she has formed with Xain Alopex Fight Money. They've got a decent amount of victories, and even, like I said, their losses have been decent losses, if one can have such a thing. So, but, Takashi Tamura may be on a little bit of a downstroke, has not had the explosiveness that we saw when he did win the title or did hold the title for that brief period of time. But, yeah. I wouldn't call him a slouch by any means. No. Here we are. I guess we'll see which one of these two walk away with what appears to be their first victory.
Oh, Takashi Tamura. I've never seen a star shine so bright and fizzle out just as quickly. Coming out of nowhere to get the OWO Heavyweight Championship, stealing it away from the likes of Alysha, and then out of nowhere losing it to the likes of the Mighty Bookman. Now, Buddy Bookman ain't no slouch, but at the same time, you don't expect that kind of loss. On the other hand, while some people say that post only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, Enyo has definitely put herself in a position where if you are not ready to put her away, you will end up losing. She may not have the best win-loss record, but hey, it doesn't matter. If you have to basically lose an arm just to put her away, who really wins in that instance?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about in terms of the decent losses she's had. It's one of those things where, they were losses, sure. They were put on the board as losses. They definitely didn't get her anything in terms of favor or any sort of championships or anything like that. But no one could have said that they were just like out and out losses. That there was no chance at all for Enyo to win.
Now, if you've never seen Takashi Tamura, he is definitely far more old school style wrestler, far more methodical. Doesn't really waste any movement in the ring when it comes down to it. Honestly, if I was going to say anything, despite the fact that he has lost matches leading to him losing the title, Takashi is probably my second favorite wrestler just because he's so dangerous in your roster.
Yeah, I would say, it's kind of funny. I would say he's definitely up there as one of my favorites as well. Even though, like I said, he's been on a bit of a downstroke recently, but just the fact that he can really pull off when he has the chance and the ability to some pretty surprising victories in some pretty surprising ways, and has that finisher that was so deadly in terms of getting him that championship, and then has remained deadly since when he can get it off. Wrath of the Shogun. Yeah, I agree. He's one hell of a wrestler.
I would honestly call it an unofficially protected move, that Wrath of the Shogun.
Yeah, it's one of those things where people have each out of it, but it's one of those things where if he gets it on to you at least a couple of times in a match, we have not really seen it not win for him. You know, once, sure, you maybe get a kick out of it once. Twice or 3 times, not so much.
That's really what it is. When it comes to Takashi, the strategy is never let him get that rapid Shogun in the first time, in the first place.
Yeah, and so far
if he gets you down once, like, okay, don't let it happen a second time.
Yeah. So far you're right. It's a lot of his losses have been, you know, us kind of going, well, where was the Wrath of the Shogun? Why couldn't he get it off? What went wrong there? And almost all his victories have been, well, he may have had an out here, he may have had an out there, but he got that Wrath of the Shogun off, and well, that was it. So, it's definitely a game changer in his matches.
Off the ropes. Oh, eating that kick.
And Enyo with her kick-heavy offense. Oh, in the knee to the gut, though.
Yeah, say what you will about Takashi. He is not a pretty wrestler.
Yep. No, he's about as standard as they come here in terms of his abilities, his technical abilities, and so forth, but he does everything that he does well. Oh, elbow off the top there.
Now, he won't be one of your high flyers. You're definitely not going to see that level of offense from him. But that elbow drop is just a, let's say, a remnant from the past. Yeah,
it's a classic sort of old school top of the rope type of move there, and it's one of the rare ones that he does do off the top of the rope. So you're right, you won't be seeing planches from the guy, you won't be seeing anything like that. But throw him onto the top of the rope, and he can get you one hell of an elbow. Ooh, attempted spear there, doesn't quite land it. It's a kick to the head for his troubles.
Yeah, that short arm super kick from Enyo, but he leg checks that kick. Jesus Christ, the way that he's doing his offense is, as we said, methodical, but it's not plotting.
No, it's definitely, he has a plan here, and he's going to put it into action, and he's going to just knock your block off with those lariats, as you see there.
Just like that.
Yeah. Oh, face rake. Shot to the head. Oh.
Coconut crush right there, dropping Enyo. Simple body slam.
Again, setting up the top rope elbow there. Enyo back up quick. Oh, bucket lariat. Particularly strong lariat on his part. Calling for... Oh! A single one-legged knee strike there from the top.
That's the closest to a flashy move I think I've ever seen Takashi do.
And it's pretty much the closest to a flash.
Both exhausted.
Yeah. Elbow to the back. It's been a pretty back and forth, pretty fair match so far. Neither person getting off finishers or even really anything too close to one. Well, I digress to the pile driver as well as the bucket lariat, or two kind of signature moves from Takashi.
That was a very claustrophobic setup right there. Keeping it around in one corner, it definitely benefits either wrestler when you really think about it. Oh, shoots the back, immediately drops it for Takashi. But as I was saying, it definitely benefits both wrestlers when you think about it, because it keeps them from moving around and running away.
Oh.
And there he goes, that face claw. That's enough.
Oh, that iron claw. We have seen that. It's very rarely put people away, but it has actually put more than just any away here. We've seen that put people, it's one of those things where once you get it down on the mat, especially after a long match, that iron claw is surprisingly vicious for what it is. You know, people kind of disregard claws in modern wrestling, but you know, it's a nerve hold. Especially the iron claw around the face. It's blocking your ability to breathe when you're all down on the mat. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Takashi got a victory from it. It's a little surprising that it was over Enyo. That was a pretty back and forth right up until the end there. I think Enyo probably had a little bit more to give, but maybe once again, as we've been discussing from tap outs, maybe saw that if she didn't do so here, that she had, you know, maybe 5-10 minutes more of a match to go forward, and maybe saw that as, you know, even if she won, it would have been losing effort for the tournament as a whole. So
yeah, sometimes when you see the writing on the wall, you just want to step back and say, okay, what's better for me? Is it just this brief moment of glory where I have a chance to win and maybe lose? or just taking the loss, moving forward, lick your wounds, and then go up against your next opponent, especially if you are kept abreast of what your schedule is for the next week. Maybe you feel that your opponent next week is a much better shot at getting a victory than you have with the opponent that you have currently.
Or just one that you'll have to fight extra hard in order to win. You'll need that extra energy. So
exactly.
All right, there's our A block match there, and I believe this would be the last of the B block for tonight. And what a way to go out here.
Oh my word.
Once again with the sap, and once again with Kareem. Both men fought pretty well. Sap always has his particular style, of course. Kareem with a decent match here last week. Sap winning against, as we put, Andre Tyson, who just went for his own victory here this week. Doing what he does best, which is hitting the crap out of somebody and then slamming their head into the mat. So, as much as it's not necessarily as popular with the fans, it's definitely effective.
Definitely effective. Let's see what actually happens with this, because I'm still not sold on just giving Sap these automatic W's.
Automatic I wouldn't necessarily put, but and I hate to say it, but I do feel like Sap is probably going to be the final boss battle, so to speak, for whoever actually does win this tournament. I don't think he's going to go all the way, but the person that walks away from Sap mostly unharmed, I think, has a pretty damn good chance of being the person who walks away with the B bracket victory. So we'll have to see who that is.
Now, Kareem Kelly, he may not have the best win-loss record, but hey, and when it comes down to the fans, they consider him to be the man of the year, the MOTY.
If he can be the man of this match.
That's the big question.
Starting off strong.
Shades of the Nora and Daniel. Never mind.
Shades of the choke chain, but and once again just going in for that real rough combo there.
Oh, nice old snapmare right into the face rig with both feet.
Oh, drop kick there. Those big pulling blows.
When it comes down to the fans, they hate Sap. I'm not even going to hold him. I'm not even going to say that it's a misplaced level of hatred. He's your least favorite wrestler in all of it. Okay, don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's definitely the least favorite wrestler of a couple of our particularly vocal fans, especially. But I don't think there's you have your fans who are into True, you have your fans who are into the Fallen, just as a band of no-gooders, a band of people who kind of spur the rules on purpose, but have fun doing so. Sap is the kind of guy who I don't think anybody out there is like waving a "Let's go Sap" sign in the audience.
This feels like a job to him. I don't think that he's having fun when he comes down here and does this like that, driving and grinding his forearm into somebody's jawline. I don't ever consider that to be like Sap enjoying himself nearly as much as it is just like him coming in here to try to end the match as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I agree.
So far, Kareem Kelly definitely doing whatever he can to try to bring it down. See the thing? Right there. Low blow, and right there, brass knuckles.
This is a brass knuckles. Philadelphia doesn't even look like he saw that one. Gets a 2.9 for his effort.
Oh, it's snapping the fingers. I think also Kareem is bleeding.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise you after that nasty brass knuckles hit there. Face wash in the corner. Oh, going off the ropes. Oh, big face
Certainly
wash.
isn't helped. Off the ropes, that leg drop. Oh, immediate pinfall.
Immediate cover, just a 2 count though. 6 minutes in though, we have a near fall, and I think this is it. This is it. Once again, this is the sap, and this is specifically the move that you have to get over in order to actually be the one who beats the B block, who can walk away here.
I hate hearing that music. I absolutely abhor it.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said at the beginning, so that's the reason. That's the whole, that one move, that one situation is the whole reason why I think the person who is going to win your B block is the person who can walk away having beaten that particular move, who can get up off of that and continue fighting. And we haven't seen it yet. So, but bound to see somebody do it at some point here. And the last of the A block for this evening. Oh, well, this is a little bit of an odd one.
Well, this is interesting.
Oh, is this it? Yeah. Daniel Alara versus the freelancer Bob Alden, the mullet man. Yeah, I don't know really what to say about that one, other than Bob actually did have a victory last week. Kind of much surprised, as he did have the best win-loss ratio going into this, and kind of most people saw his win getting into this league in the first place as a little bit of a fluke win. But proved himself, proved that he could at least get one in the actual league proper, and let's see if we can go for 2, I guess. Daniel going out and fighting for a second time this evening. Once again, kind of happens sometimes when you have 13 people and go into duos. So, here we go.
Let's see what Daniel can do. Telling us once again what you can do. You can do what you want.
Daniel, of course, 2-0. We saw his second victory here tonight. Can he be the first person in this tournament to go 3-0?
Now, what did you say about Bob Alden and his level of offense, his level of fighting style?
He's kind of old school in a different way than Takashi's old school. He tends to be more of a kind of, well, I mean, I guess the best way to put it is that his haircut and his wrestling style are basically from the same era.
Oh, Daniel already taken down with a drop toe hold. Yeah, we're not going to see too much flashy stuff from our boy Bob.
No, neither one of these are exactly what I would call flashy wrestlers. Both of them have their own particular styles, and Daniel, of course, as we said, more of a barroom baller than anything, and Bob Alden's out here throwing punches, doing a little bit of catch as catch can kind of fun stuff, as we saw there with him taunting Daniel after a attempted grapple.
Oh, try to get a leg sweep in on it, but ended up getting nothing out of it.
Oh, once again getting that little taunt in there, a little dodge there. Oh, that standing choke there in the corner, or that rim up there. Oh, back and forth here. Chop for strike and chop for strike and chop for strike. Strike gets a better. Oh, Pillmanizer already. You saw
immediate. I mean, when you have
Xain.
2 matches in a night, you try to do whatever you can. You might cut corners.
Yeah, we saw it with Xain earlier, but it definitely took a long time in that match for the Pillmanizers and the sort of the dark and dirty stuff to come out. Seems like Daniel's not playing around in this particular one. He wants to get this done quickly and wants to get this done decisively. Cover?
As we said, you never want to let it go to the judge's decision. And so far, we only had it happen one time. Attempted suplex, Daniel countering.
Oh, once again, Bob just kind of playing with Daniel. I don't know how smart that is. Yeah, especially considering it's one of those things where pissing off Daniels might not be the smartest move. Oh.
Like, for instance, you catch a kick to the ding-ding.
Yeah. Oh, both men kind of dodging moves back and forth here. Kind of slow going at the start, methodical, but... Oh, figure four.
Methodical is definitely what I would call Bob Alden's level of offense, truth be told.
Ooh. Nice little snapmare there.
Dragging him close to the center of the ring, right there to the STF.
Oh, just working the legs here. Oh, yeah. Just catching that leg and throwing one right into the, right between his legs.
The old bread basket.
Oh, uppercut combo there. Vicious. Oh, once again. In the ropes, but shades in the door there. Oh.
This is Daniel definitely trying to end this match as quickly as possible. There's no lie about that.
Yeah, definitely. Bob Alden going, like I said, for a bit more of a methodical pace. He definitely, we saw in the first match that he won the tournament, definitely favors that kind of methodical pace. It's definitely more to his wrestling style. Daniel definitely trying to throw him off his game by throwing a bit more heavier stuff in early. Oh, the big swing. The OWO special. Ooh,
now, we've seen the
drop
big
kick
swing before, but this one, so surprisingly, is not considered a submission move.
Yeah, we've seen airplane spin, I believe. We considered a submission, or you can submit, of course. So here in the middle there. Oh, oh
my God!
Oh!
Oh my God!
Oh, just smacking the jaw of Bob Alden there. That is something I don't think we've seen from Daniel before, but we saw he wanted to get it done quickly, and he just murdered poor Bob Alden for it. Just holding on to it.
What the fuck was that?
We're going to have to make sure that Bob's all right after that, but in between then and there, Daniel does get a victory out of it. Yeah. As controversial as that victory, I'm sure is going to be, and rightfully so. And 3 and out for tonight, for today, the first one to do so.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may see these wrestlers go up against each other and try to inflict the most amount of damage and carnage against their opponents. But let's be frank here. We're all colleagues in this. Even when it comes down to MMA, to UFC, to Pride, you're still colleagues. What we just saw goes beyond the pale. What we just saw is what I would call a complete and utter just separation of what should be when it comes to combat sports.
Yeah. As I said, definitely going to be a controversial one going forward. We'll have to see exactly what people say about this, what the judges think about this, what the in general, who everyone thinks about this. Daniel may have won for now, but we'll have to see if that holds, and we'll have to see if Daniel can even can continue competing. It's one of those things where it'd be rough taking a person out of this league, but I suppose it could be done if necessary.
I hope you have somebody waiting in the wings for that, and I hope to never see. I'm not even going to call it a move. I hope I never see the assault on another human being that I just saw in my lifetime, let alone in a ring in TWF.
Yeah. I always hate when I have to go back and talk to True about something, but that is definitely, as you put it, quite succinctly and quite well, beyond the pale in terms of this particular wrestling organization. We've seen Daniel, of course, using the Pillmanizer, trying to harm legs, trying to do this and that and the other thing, but bubbled, and I can't confirm leaving on a stretcher. He's cognizant, he can walk, he can talk, but he was bleeding from the mouth a little bit after that, and definitely a little bit dazed. So yeah, it did about as much damage as that move. That thing definitely looked like it could. So
that abhorrent, unconscionable abomination. Let's not call it a move. To call it a move only legitimizes it in the realm of our sport, of our business. That thing has no place in the squared circle.
Yeah, agreed. And with that, kind of a weird finish here. We are done with the A block matches for tonight, as well as the B block matches for tonight. Little look-see here for the next one for next week. Lizu versus Vinicius to start off with. That should be a decent match in and of itself. We could do one more thing. Seems almost a bit crass after that particular finish, as we do have something for you all who thought maybe the finish to a certain AEW pay-per-view was a little bit of a lackluster. We did have something planned for that. That's one of those things where it kind of depends on how y'all feel after seeing a man get smacked in the mouth of the chair. If you want to see any more blood and guts, like I said, a little bit crass after that. What are you thinking?
I'm ready to give it a shot, but I do need a moment.
All right. Well, a moment we will give. Stick with us for just a second here. I'll have to get it set up anyway. We have two people kind of on loan who are newcomers, freelancers of a sort to TWF, but are kind of on loan from a different organization, or a more blood and guts sort of organization. We decided to bring in for this particular matchup, and we'll try and give you the sort of match that you may not have gotten when you saw it on Sunday. So we'll be back with that in just a moment. And here we have it. Your exploding death match.
Barbed wire death match. Now, certainly this is just like, live wrestling. Oh, right to the spine.
Right to the spine there.
What is this that we're seeing here?
Like I said, these two are on loan from another organization that is a bit more blood and guts. Both members of a Japanese organization. Use the OWO ring just as a kind of a, we happen to have it on hand. But this is technically an unlimited time limit match. However, at the 25 minute, if the match is still in place, the outside, as you see it from those little canisters, will explode. And I promise you it'll be a better explosion than on Sunday if you did watch that match.
I mean, if we get to 25 minutes.
If we get to 25, which is one of those things where between the two of these, it's entirely possible that we won't. In the match, of course, in the mask is Rey de Fuego, the King of Fire. You can kind of guess perhaps why that might be his name. And in the face paint, we have Killer Kudo, as they call him.
Oh my lord! I have no words because already this is more than I was expecting when it came down to this.
Yeah, both men are definitely, as they said, kind of their sport, of their tradition. Both men have been in matches like this before. We, of course, have signed all the waivers, crossed all the T's. They knew what they were getting into. Oh, poison mist there from Hilakudo. Shades of a certain Alopex. Oh. Both men still managing to dodge from the barbed wire, and of course, right as I say that.
We were right
into
the barbed wire again.
Just getting thrown in that barbed wire once and then once again. Five minutes out from this matchup. Ooh, nice Enziguri there.
Thanks to that green mist worn all over his chest. But it's still just a matter of... Wait, what was that?
Oh, Stagari doesn't get it. Doesn't even get a one there. Oh, both men just fighting over that piece of a table and just slamming each other. Oh, the spike comes into play.
I'm glad they're all alone because then we can just give them back. Because what is this?
Oh, utilizing the scythe. Shades of a certain sap. On his worst days.
On his worst days, indeed.
Oh, picking up that sledgehammer. Ray. Oh, smacking him once and then once again, and then just...
We've seen people use the sledgehammer before. That's just like a full-on swing.
Oh, scooping a slam. Oh, once again with the spike. Ooh, rolling back elbow. Cover on that kendo stick. Just a one count.
Just a one count? If you're pinning me, I'm like, count faster, ref.
Looks like the light spike hit might have gotten some blood out of Rey de Fuego, and making sure that that wound stays open. A little play to the crowd.
And just a fork to the back of the head.
Just smacking that wound to keep it open. Speaking of that fork, goes back into play.
How do you continue to... Oh, and that scythe.
That scythe once again.
Continue this match.
Maestro on the table. One count, though.
How was it just a one count?
Oh, table strikes. Back and forth. Oh.
Once again.
Rey de Fuego just eating all those hits. Finally managing to... Oh! Get out those Tagari. 1, 2, 2 count.
2 count, but land...
Hilakudo eating the fire from Rey de Fuego. Oh, hits a drop kick, but kind of landed funny on that microphone, I think.
I mean, when you're trying to avoid landing on the microphone, you're going to end up tweaking something, right?
Something. Oh, once again with the fire into the face of the dazed Hilakudo. Picks up the microphone, smacks it over the head of Rey de Fuego.
Like, can you hear me now? Right to the back.
Oh, and once again,
Jesus Christ.
Doing a little bit of taunt. Oh, fork shot to the midsection there. Oh, and once to the upper chest. Just attack after attack.
Yeah, I want you all to sit down and say that wrestling is just fake. I want you to step into the ring with these two guys. Pick one.
Yeah. Yeah, either one, I would say. You're not going to call it fake for long. Not after that spike hits you in the face.
There he goes, adjusting his gloves.
Oh, once again with the fire into the face of the dazed Kudo, and once again, daze into daze, fire into fire. Oh, gets it back there with that fork strike. Goes to the poison mist just for show, though. That one wasn't for show, but doesn't manage to hit it.
Oh my God!
Spike hit there. Kudo a little dazed. Ustar again. Will this be enough? No.
No, just a 2 count?
Just a 2 count. Oh, once again, fire into the dazed Killer Kudo.
Catch it with a snap and then another spike. I don't know who I'm rooting for in this. I just want them all to survive.
Oh, shots to the head, making sure those Those wounds don't close up. Oh, biting the arm.
Why would you even do that?
Oh, off the barbed wire again.
Oh, that spinning screw kick out of nowhere.
Shots to the head once again, lifting him back up for just even more shots to the head.
Honestly, I don't know what you get out of this. Like, there's just blood on the mat, weapons everywhere. We're getting closer to the 18-minute mark, and I don't see anybody trying to give up.
No, I don't either. Oh, killer crown.
He's dead. He's dead. It's death.
Is this going to be enough? No.
Not count to the century.
Rey Fuego going for a hitting Killer Kudo just being his crazy self. Drop kick that might have been, I don't know, that might have been a little foolish on Kudo's part there, but oh,
and just the
sledgehammer to the back of the head. And once again, this spike.
Like I don't think I recall ever seeing like a technical move in this match.
Oh, there you go. 1, 2, 3 count.
And that'll
we unfortunately will not see an explosion here today. But we will see one hell of a match between two bloodthirsty competitors. Rey Fuego picking up the victory.
And despite the heelish tactics, deciding not to just continue after the match, I guess you should take a lesson from that. One Star Labs or Fallen, I should say.
Fallen, true, kind of, yeah, a handful, sap to a certain degree. There you have it. The two killers from Japan in one hell of a match. Rey Fuego picking up the victory against Killer Katsuo Kubo.
I honestly don't know. Like, if it did get down to a draft, if it did get down to us picking wrestlers, I don't know where I would put either of these two. Because again, like the danger, the level of competition that they are privy to is just freaky, to tell the least.
Yeah, I would. It's one of those types of people that even they've kind of said this is one of those things where one of the reasons why they're kind of just more on loan than true freelancers, at least for the moment, is they really only want to be in death matches. It's kind of their specialty. It's kind of where they've gotten their fame and where they can best serve the fans in their view. Like I said, both men agreed to the match that we just saw. It's one of those things where I feel like I have to say that again. This is something that they both do in Japan and decided to bring that over for you all here tonight. Hopefully you all enjoyed the blood and guts, a little bit of a change of pace from the more technical league that we just saw.
I honestly don't know what to do with this moving forward. I don't know what to do with this knowledge moving forward, because I think I ended up being just a little bit more scared, not just for my well-being, but for the well-being of our roster, the well-being of our wrestlers, knowing that these two will be roaming around, because I kind of just want to put them on suspension for the next 12 months until he, pops out that kid.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'd say it's one of those things where I can appreciate some good brutality, but I'm also definitely in the mind that it needs to have its own place in its own kind of walled off section, so to speak. It's one of those things where I can appreciate the talent these two people bring into the ring in their own particular ways. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. I don't know if I would put either one of these men up against any of the OWO, for instance. Not without a hell of a lot of waivers and a hell of a lot of promises.
And a lot of insurance premiums paid.
Yeah. So, but with that, hopefully you all had a fun time here tonight. Coming in, watching the second week of the Aces Wild Tournament, week 15 of the Wednesday Wars in general. Had some pretty good matches in there. Had some pretty brutal matches in there. Had some Daniel
Definitely some brutal matches.
Finally getting his I hate to even call it a finisher, but I guess technically, in terms of game terms, that actually is what it was. Off on
by technicality, it finished a match, but what that was some Texas Chainsaw Massacre level of freaking move, and I honestly hope to never see it again.
Yep, we haven't seen it up until this point, and hopefully we won't see it again anytime soon. But yeah, thank you all for coming out. For those that are subscribers, if you did not notice, go into your emotes. You have some emotes now. You can go. I'll show them off as well. Here you have it. My first 3 emotes. They're nothing too special, but I managed to get them out here. Here we have Dog Time. We have number 1, and we have the World Championship, the one that we're fighting for in this particular league. So it's actually the proper World Championship, not the OWO or TCW Heavyweight.
Knows no brands.
Yep, knows no brands. Just knows the TWF as a whole. So I have a feeling, if I didn't realize this when I did this, but I think they're all tiered, because I think that's how it does it. And when you start out, so you may not have access to all of them until you've been around for a little bit or sub in a particular way. But Dog Time should be open to anybody who has gotten a sub so far, just the ones from King Dead and his gracious support of me. So if you got to get with this stuff from him, you should be able to Dog Time it up whenever Dog Time shows his face again. Sadly, he's not in this league, so that might be a little bit, but besides that.
Well, definitely we will have to find something to do for Doge Time out there in the open when we're stepping away from the league. But yeah, as we said, once again, make sure to just subscribe to Comrade Husky Gaming, because he's the one who's really putting all of this on the line, making sure everything is just set and situated. Also, make sure that you're following and subscribing to Heel Kaiju over there on Twitch and YouTube, because hey, I never turned down a good few extra subs.
Well, and just as importantly, of course, to give credit where credit's due, you're the one who edits and puts up these particular Wednesday Night Wars up on your Heel Kaiju YouTube channel. So if you prefer or to see them, and obviously, if you're watching now, you may not necessarily prefer it, but whatever. If you have not seen any of the other previous ones and you prefer seeing it less in the Twitch VOD version, and want to see it a bit more with some of the pauses cut out, some of the crust removed, I guess would be the best way to put it, go over to Heel Kaiju. Will set you up with the proper nice and shiny versions of these Wednesday Night Wars. With the emotes also, I do have to say, it gave me an idea that I will probably be stealing from another Fire Pro eFed that I just recently kind of got into. They have a really excellent idea for how they handle their backstage and other type of shenanigans, where they actually just have kind of cutouts of the wrestlers doing their moves, and they kind of go through it almost like a comic book sort of deal. I thought that was really kind of an interesting way of handling that, especially considering the limited amount of kind of backstage and interview shenanigans you really can get into when it comes to proper Fire Pro. It's the reason why we haven't really done as many yet here in the Wednesday Night Wars. But with that, you may see more of actual storyline shenanigans outside of just who's winning particular matches and who is fighting who and so on and so forth. So keep that in mind. I think that's kind of
definitely game for that. That's about it. I'm definitely game for that. Yeah, so once again, make sure that you're subscribed and following Comrade Husky Gaming. Head on over to youtube.com/HeelKaiju and then twitch.tv/HeelKaiju whenever we do get back on our streams. Things are just a little bit hectic right about now. Trying to make sure that everything is keeping it on going.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we'll have to catch you later.
Yeah. Until then, we'll be back next Wednesday with more wrestling action. I'm sure I might do something with something. I've been playing a little bit of games here and there outside of these Wednesday Night Wars. I've been playing. I played Foxhole with the real life Xain and his partner. Well, his partner. If I guess partner works. Scavenger Fox. Last Friday, but Friday before that, and a couple of the games here and there. So if you have me followed, you should be able to get that notification when it comes up. But until then, thank you all for coming, and goodbye.
Deuces.